Amma covered Natsia's hands with hers as she struggled to speak without crying. I know that, Beta. I saw the vision long before it came to you. If you knew, all this time, why didn't you help me to understand? Because the path you chose is a difficult one that no girl can ever find happiness in. It is the path my heart chooses for me, and true happiness can only come when the heart is free. I always thought that if I trained you well, taught you how to be an obedient daughter, one day you would make a good wife. One day I will, Natsia said. Just not now, not with my cousin. She squeezed her mother's feet. Besides, it is you who taught me to make my own path. How? Amma shook her head. How have I steered you wrong? You don't know if any of our choices are right or wrong, Amma. Your intentions were good, and that is all that's ever mattered. You decided to seek work instead of letting us starve. You made choices for us when Abu didn't. Now I must make a choice for myself. Where will you go, Beta? She thought again of Miss Haroon and her offer to help. She remembered her conversation with Malia on the beach. She had played those words in her mind over and over as she had struggled to find the strength to leave her family behind. Malia said that Miss Haroon will take me in. That is where I'll begin. Amma only nodded, and the silence stretched out between them. You say that with such certainty, she said finally. Natia lifted her chin and puffed out her chest the same way Shirzad had done that day they first met. I have never been so sure of anything in my life. Amma touched Natia's lips. Suddenly, she shifted her weight and moved clumsily off the sharpai. What are you doing, Amma? I've told you, and I've tried to warn you. I know my children better than they know themselves. Amma rummaged at the back of the servant quarters, rifling through her belongings. From the folds of a chadar, she pulled out a small purse made of blue silk. What is that? Natsia leaned forward. Amma sat down on the sharpai next to Natsia. This is for you, she said finally. Natsia stared at the silken bag in her palms. She set the purse in her lap and carefully loosened the strings. She peered inside and gasped. Natsia pulled out a thick roll of bills, all hundreds and 500s, and even a few 1,000 rupee notes. I knew this day would come, Amma said. I had hoped and prayed it would not, but of course Allah's will rules over mine. He made you strong-willed for a reason. He gave you thoughts that are usually reserved for men. He gave you wisdom that others were denied. Who knows why? We cannot fight it or deny it any more now, can we? Natsia held up the rupees. But how? Amma waved a dismissive hand at the bundle of money. You are destined to follow your own heart, not mine. Malia's mother kept it safe for me, for you, all this time. When we left Gizri, she gave it back to me, just in case we needed to spend it. But I never did. I suppose I always knew that you would need it someday. But this is so much money. You could have easily used it to replace the dowry. Amma nodded. I know, but by then a part of me already knew that marriage to your cousin was not your destiny. Then why did you push it? I had to try, didn't I? Amma said, exasperated. I've told you already, you have not chosen an easy path. But with every second that goes by, my insides are filling up with a peace denied. I know I am doing the right thing now, and you will be happy. I promise you that. Natsia sank against her mother in a tight embrace. Shukriya, Allah, shukriya. Thank you, thank you. Now, you keep these things safe here under the bed and sleep with me on the sharpai for one last night. I am the one who took you from Miss Haroon and brought you here. I will take you back to her myself. Amma gave Natsia's braid a gentle tug. Natsia pulled back and wrung her hands as her elation turned to worry. I don't want to cause you any more trouble with Abu and Uncle Tariq. What would happen if they knew you helped me? And what if they try to stop me in the morning? Uncle Tariq will force me on the train. Amma carefully tucked the purse into Natsia's plastic bag and slid it under her sharpai. It makes no difference, Beta, for you will always have my protection. I won't allow you to go like a thief in the night. You will hold your head up high and walk in the bright sun toward your destiny, and everyone will know you have my blessings, but not my fate. Do not worry about the men. I will make things right with them. Amma motioned to Natsia. Come, Beta. May Allah watch over us all. Natsia lay down beside her mother. The scent of coconut and mustard oil wrapped around them, and she allowed herself to be lulled by the achingly familiar fragrance. She breathed it in so deeply so that when she slept alone in Miss Haroon's apartment in Karachi or her bungalow in the northern hills of Islamabad, Amma would be right there with her. Amma's scent mingled with her own excitement, filling Natsia's lungs and stretching out her belly. She stared up at the stars through the tear in the roof and licked her lips. She tasted her own sweat and salt from the sea. For the first time in months, she felt full.